Chapter 7, Ancient Greece. Section 1, the Geography of Greece. We're going to start today's lesson talking about geography and how it shapes ancient Greek life. The mainland of Greece sticks out into the Mediterranean Sea and is considered a peninsula. So here is the mainland right here. Sticks out to these bodies of water right here, so it's surrounded by water. A peninsula, again, is a body of land that is nearly surrounded by water. So the only part that's not surrounded would be this northern part up here. So everything is surrounded by water. Greece has thousands of islands. So this only shows you some of the islands, but islands just litter the coast of Greece. Greece is nearly cut in two by the sea. The southern part is a second peninsula called the Peloponnesus, which is connected to the northern part by an isthmus, a narrow strip of land. So this is a peninsula right here, but this is a peninsula as well. And you can see this little narrow piece right here. That is an isthmus, which is a narrow strip of land that connects two larger pieces. So this is near the sea, if you can see the sea here, it nearly cuts off the Peloponnesus from the mainland of Greece. Mountains cover most of Greece and divide the land into many different types of regions. The country also has no large rivers. This uneven landscape and lack of large rivers made transportation difficult in ancient times. So the Greeks will depend on the seas here for travel. A lot of outdoor activities occurred due to the mild winters and hot, dry summers. Greece was not very good for farming, yet over half the people in Greece were farmers or herders. Now, most of the farming took place in the valleys that were located between the mountains. In Greece, landowners were part of the upper class who could afford equipment for farming, or they could afford to spend money on military to defend their land. To get more farmland, however, the Greeks had to go elsewhere, because Greece, like we said, is made up of mainly mountains, and the available of good land is rare. So to get more, the Greeks had to found colonies in other regions of the Mediterranean. As you can see in this map here, all the little red areas are colonies that the Greeks founded for trade. Greeks lacked natural resources, so they had to find them in other places. Two things that the Greeks did have, however, was stone and a good coastline for trading. Trade helps Greece prosper. Many of the cities that were located in ancient Greece were on the coastline or within 100 miles of the coast. So you can look at this map right here. Though it doesn't show all of the Greek city-states, it does show a number of them, and you can see that their location is close to water. Several seas surround Greece. You have the Mediterranean Sea down here. That's the Mediterranean. You have the Ionian Sea, which is over here on the western side, and you have the Aegean Sea over here on the eastern side. Because of the seas, the Greeks were skilled sailors and shipbuilders. And of course, they were fishermen because they're right by the sea, so they used fish as a part of their diet, so fishing was a big industry as well. Some regions in Greece produced olive oil. Obviously, olive oil is made from olives, which grow on trees like here. This is an olive orchard. Wine, wool. Oh, I need a haircut. And pottery. The first Greek civilization was built on the Peloponnesus. It was called Mycenae. It was located in the hills with a protective wall. Now, this is the remains of Mycenae, but this is what Mycenae would have looked like back in those ancient days. You can see the wall that surrounds it for protection. Here's a map, and Mycenae is on the Peloponnesus. Nobles who lived within the fortress in Mycenae lived in luxury. They enjoyed great feasts and huge dining halls. They drank from gold cups and wielded bronze weapons. Mycenaeans were traders. Their culture featured writing, gold, jewelry, bronze weapons, and fine pottery. And eventually they do collapse because of invaders. Like I said, the nobles who lived in Mycenae lived quite wealthy, and most people were traders, and Mycenae collapsed around 1200 BC from invaders. The Greeks learned from other cultures. The Greeks will learn to adopt an alphabet from a civilization known as the Phoenicians. The Greeks picked up the alphabet, but then they changed some of the letters and added some letters. So what you see right here in this diagram here is the Greek alphabet. It's alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, eta, theta, iota, kappa, lambda, mu, nu, z, omicron, pi, rho, sigma, tau, upsilon, phi, chi, psi, omega. Thank you. Thank you very much. Learned about coins from a place called Anatolia, which is over where we see Asia Minor, and they invented them in about 650 BC. Greeks invented new forms of literature and government, which we'll learn about in a future section. That is the end of section 1.